Okay. Hello, everyone. This is Coach Vivian, also known as Coach V. Welcome to today's Score Machine software training session. Some of you may be wondering, what exactly is the Score Machine? Great question. The Score Machine is an advanced AI-powered credit analysis software that reviews your credit report and evaluates whether your profile is positioned for funding. Again, it reviews your credit report and it ensures that your profile is positioned for funding. If your profile meets funding criteria, the system then identifies potential lenders based on your credit data and provides an underwriting overview to guide your next steps. Today, we're going to walk you through the platform step by step and break down exactly how to navigate and use the software from start to finish. So this is our homepage. Once we go to our homepage, then we will go over to our pricing. So we always ask that, once you go to the scoremachine.com, that you kind of navigate and kind of play around with the tabs. Okay. So right now we're just going to go to our pricing. Once we get to the pricing, we're going to scroll down to the plans that we have right now. And so the software is changing. Batty works with the developers on a daily basis to update the platforms. So right now, you'll see that we have three plans. The 197 a month plan, you will see that you can upload up to 50 clients now. Okay, so right now, if you do not have the software, if you didn't have it before you're grandfathered in to what you signed up for, but anyone new that's signing up for the software for the 197, you can upload 50 clients and you have 10 users. For the professional for 297 is 125 clients that you can upload, and you can have up to 25 users. For the Pro Unlimited, it's $497 a month, and you have unlimited clients, unlimited users. So these are the current plans. We ask if you have not signed up. I've shared the link. No, this is not Metro 2. If you need to go to Metro 2, one second. Let me get you over to Metro 2. Let's see. I don't know what happened. The Metro 2 was on there, but it's not on there anymore. But I believe this is the Metro 2 here, Christina. If you're trying to get over there, try that link. Okay. All right, no problem. Again, the current three plans for the Score Machine. Again, this is the funding machine. Is 197 a month, 297 a month, and 497 a month. And so we highly encourage you to sign up now because, as we know, once the credit repair portion gets added, that which is in another couple weeks, that the prices may go up once that's added. So again, the link is inside the chat. Thank you so much. We appreciate you. So now we're going to go ahead and we're going to go to sign in. Up here on the top right, you will see the sign in. And so you add your email, your password, and you sign into the dashboard. I've already signed in, so I'm just gonna go right here. So let's go ahead. Again, we're signed in to the platform to show you how to use the software. So now that we're signed in, here is your dashboard, and underneath the dashboard overview, you'll see the total clients you have in your specific software, which here this particular client has, this This profile has 31 clients. Fundable out of the 31 is 11. Non-fundable is 19. Here for the login enabled is 5. And the login enabled is clients with login access. So they have 5 clients that they've shared the login link with. So out of the 35, they're shared with 5 clients. And so this is what this number is right here. Total banks and credit unions, we have 2,341, which is different because we started with couple weeks is 2,209. So we have added over 100 different banks and credit unions. And then also with the total products for those banks and credit unions is it is 8,655, and we started with 7,857 products. So that's it has increased to that amount. So we're going to go down to the first step is get your credit report. So with getting your credit report for your clients, there's 3 different options that we have here. And so right here is the credit report link. You can copy it and you can share that with your client. This is what you would update to your to your information to be able to share with your client, right? So you want to and we'll show you in settings how to update that. So again, if you use this link here, this is when you're first just signing up. And so once you get signed up, then you want to change this because anybody that you refer, you want to make sure that you're using your own link. So initially, again, this right here would be the link that I shared with you, and I'll share that again. So you can either use either one. You can use the link that's here, and when you see Coach V and I drop this, it's because these are our links. And so since we're providing the training, you'll see that, we provide our own because these are our training dates. This particular link here is for Batty. So you can use the link. You can also click on register. You can also click on to register here, right? So when you enroll, we suggest that you do the try the 7 days for $1, okay? Because the 7 days for the $1, most of the time, you may get something completed, within 7 days, right? So you may not need the whole $29.86, but after the 7 days, it will go to $29.86 a month. So just to let you know that, okay? So, and then also now you should be able to scan or to tap here. And this right here will also take you to MyScore IQ. So the platform, it does recognize 3 different credit monitoring platforms. We prefer MyScore IQ because it's a Vantage score. Right now, if you're using, and there's 3 others, and we'll show you up here. So the platforms we recognize is MyFreeScore Now, Identity IQ, and MyScore IQ. And so out of Identity IQ and MyScore IQ, those two are FICOs, and MyScore Now are Vantage. And so just want to share with you the difference. The difference between those two is that it can be anywhere from 20 to 100. It can be from anywhere from 20 to 100 points, depending on the credit profiles. So that's the difference of the scores. So the Vantage scores may show lower than what the credit profile actually is. So just, want to put that out there. Okay. So if you're using the MyScore IQ, when you go to log in, you would just need your email and your password. But if you're using the Identity IQ, and I'll show you as we get further down, you're going to need the Identity IQ, or for the MyScore IQ, you'll need the login credentials, emails, and password, along with the last 4 of the Social Security number. Okay, so step 2 is your client login link. So here is your client login link. The link provides you'll provide this link to your client so that they can create a profile login and review exactly what you're seeing regarding their credit report and how it relates to their financial options. So again, you will provide this to them. They'll be able to see what you see. They will not be able to change anything. They will just only be able to view exactly what you see when you look at their profile. For the client onboarding link, here's the client onboarding link. Share this link with your clients so they can onboard themselves. So they'll be able to onboard themselves using this link, or if you don't want them to do that, you can still do that by going to add a new client. So, but if you want them to be able to onboard themselves, here's the option. So again, you would change from Mr. I Sell Money. You'll be able to have your own slug here. Okay, so you'll again provide this link. You will share it with your clients so they can onboard themselves. There's no need for you to manually add them unless you choose to do so under Add New Client. You'll provide them with the onboarding link along with the MyScore IQ client link, or the register now or the QRC code. Once they register with MyScore IQ, they can use the onboarding link to enter their credit monitoring account and log in and use their credentials along with their last 4 if needed, right? After the credit report is successfully uploaded, the software will review it and then determine if they're fundable. So here's also our calendar. Underneath the calendar, we've made some changings with the calendar. We have 4, as you will see, Monday through Thursday. We have 4 score machine trainings, and we host them Monday through Thursday at 7 p.m. Eastern Standard Time. Friday is our mastermind that we host on Friday at 3 p.m. for those who are, it's kind of like a bonus for those printing clients and those who are in the paid in full communities. So that's typically what Friday is. And so if you're you can log in, of course, if you have the score machine, and then you can go to join. So any of the 5 days, click on the top to join, and it should take you to your training that you want to attend with the date and the time. The training is also inside the paid in full community. You will see it there. We also have a new feature where you can add notes. So you'll be able to add notes. You'll be able to add notes. You'll be able to add reminders here now. This is a new feature. And, just put your title, your notes, and, save your note, and then it should show up on your calendar. So underneath the quick actions, and we're going to be breaking this down. Our Wednesday class is going to change to the affiliate partners training. And so we're building a training to be able to kind of break this down to explain more the commissions and, to be able to kind of help you, I don't want to say sell, but yeah, kind of sell this to your partners, right? So we also offer our affiliate program where you can earn monthly commissions as the referring partners. When you refer partners, when you send your link, you're going to register, or as long as they register, subscribe, and continue their monthly payments, you will get monthly commissions. Okay, so they have to register, subscribe, and continue their monthly payments. So if you know anyone who can benefit, such as credit repair companies, funding providers, tax providers, real estate agents, etc., be sure to share your affiliate link and invite them to our weekly calls so that, you can help them and their clients get funded. Okay, and this right here, if you go down, it'll just show your recent clients, their information, and the monthly performance here, how many new clients you have, how many has gotten funded, reports pulled, And then invoice, we're keeping this here with the invoice. You will see 0 because it's not functioning. Talked with Betty about it today. So you'll see invoice here. And you'll also see it on the toolbar. He's waiting to speak with his attorney about that because that is something in the past that has worked when he had the other credit report software in. So right now it's just a placeholder if you see the invoice, okay? All right, so we're gonna go here to the top. And then once we get to the top, you can see where you'll see several places where you can add a new client here. You can add clients on the left dashboard over there, but we like to add clients up here on the top. So add new clients. So again, we have 3 credit monitoring platforms. We have MyFreeScoreNow, Identity IQ, and MyScoreIQ. We prefer everyone use MyScoreIQ. Again, Identity IQ, MyScoreIQ is where you get the FICO score. The other 2 is where you get the Vantage. So again, once you register, so remember we talked about step 1, you had to register. And so once you register on with these platforms, you're going to need the email, and you're going to need the password for MyScoreIQ to be able to add a new client. If you use Identity IQ or MyScoreIQ, you're going to need the email address, the password, the last 4 of the social security number, and then you would confirm, and then you would add your client. Okay, and so now we're going to go over to our we're going to go over to our left toolbar. And underneath the left toolbar, we're going to go down and we're going to talk about with the clients. So here is your client management. And so basically, you can see a list of your clients. You'll be able to see their contact information, their status, the funding status, the next payments, and last report full. So underneath, we're going to be looking at adding some more features to kind of help you get to that information. Because as you know, right now it's showing like, 20 clients. So you scroll down. So just say if you had 100 clients, we're going to be looking at, another way to be able to help you search faster for your clients' information and stuff like that. So that's coming up. We had a meeting about that today. Employees. So here are the employees right here that's underneath this client. They have 2 employees. If you would like to add your employees, you would click on add employees on the top. You would put their first name, last name, emails, their status. So just say if you had a client and you wanted to make, change and edit up here is to make them inactive, right? So we want to make them active. You want to assign them a password. Once you assign them a password, then you'll hit create. So how does this help you? It helps you determine like any of your employees, what changes your employees may have made. Thank you. Welcome in, everybody. What changes your employees may have made to your system. So this is kind of what it helps you. So again, if you want to add your employees, go to the top here, add your employees, fill the information out, provide them a password, and hit create. The work areas, here's where we're going to do most of our work when it comes to clients and getting them funded. We'll come back to this tab. Featured requests. So when we speak about, again, we meet weekly. When we speak on the new updates, this is kind of what we're talking about. We're talking about the new requests that's provided from either the team or provided from, you all. And we thank you because it makes the software more efficient for everyone. So if you have any features requests, add your title, description, if you have a picture or something, or, just a picture, if you want to go search a picture, ask ChatGPT to create your picture, upload it here and hit submit. So thank you for those who have submitted the request or even told us on the call, because we do share that with the support team, because we want to make sure, again, that the software moves super fast and is very efficient. The AI coach, this we have coming soon. So this is something we talked about in the meeting today, whether we're going to keep it or it's going to go away. So as you see right now, it's a placeholder for coming soon. So we'll let you know as soon as we know about that. The knowledge base is so right now you'll see a community. The community, as I share, is like before we had like the paid in full. So we have the paid in full school group, but there are still some communication that's here. We do ask if it's something that if it's a question and it's something that you need support, then we go to support. Or if you have reached support, which is, our support team is phenomenal. If you still have something that's pending, please bring it up to Coach B and I, and we would definitely make sure that if you have any issues, that is taken care of. That's what we're here for. So the community, again, is here. We very active in the paid in full school community. We have Monday through Friday training. So any problems, please let us know. We are here to help. Classrooms, these are some featured courses. Please, we have a moment, take a look at those and just go down and, it'll show if you start reviewing them and your progress and all that type of stuff. And so again, here's with the calendar. It is shown here underneath there. Maps, it talks about, again, the learning pathways.
Hello.
And again, hi, you had a question? Hello. Okay. All right. Sorry about that, everybody. All right. So the map is basically mapping out your pathway of the course. What is going on is tracking all of this type of stuff. So course progress, and training and all of that. So this is kind of what the map is. Leadership board is for those who's kind of participating inside the classrooms and stuff. This is what this is for. About this is kind of like, anytime you have a course, it talks about what the course is about. So this is kind of what this about is. Where in the modules can I find funding? Okay. We'll talk about that here in a minute. So it's not a lot of, and just to talk about that, when it talks about funding tutorials, like, are you talking about funding sequences and all of that? If you put that in there, we can come back to that here in a little bit. Okay, we'll come back to that. Subscription, again, it talks about the subscription. This is what we started from on the homepage before we logged in, when we talked about the pricing. So the pricing was underneath here. It's the same exact thing. It talks about the $197, $297, and $497, and what you get with those plans. So again, changes are being made. We always ask you to lock in with the prices before you can be grandfathered in at the prices and also at the features, okay? Because the features may also change and all of that, okay? So with the payment history, you don't see anything for payment histories. Well, we don't on our side. And also the billing information, it's because they're still updating the software. This is something that we brought up. And if it's anything that you need to update your card, your payment method, or just any situation that's dealing with your account, please reach out to the support team and they can help you when it comes to your billing information. Support, again, we have a wonderful support team. when it comes to the support team during the day, it's Ray Anderson and Summer Davis. And so if you reach out during the day, 9 times out of 10, you'll reach out, you'll talk with Ray or Summer, and every blue moon you may get Batty on here. The rest is the team, the development team, and the team that works with Ray or Batty. So these are the other names. So if you've talked to someone and you want to continue talking with them, you can continue by clicking their name and continue conversations. We do ask if you would like to reach out to the support team that you call them Monday through Friday from 9 a.m. to 6 p.m. You email them, you can do a live chat with them, but you can also text with this number. So try texting them and definitely, call them, because when I call, they know exactly who I am, right? So, and I talk to them daily. So hopefully you'll have the same experience. If not, Coach V and I are here to help you get in touch with them. And we also have a Slack that we communicate with them. So trust me, we will be able to help you if you have any issues with anything. Settings. Underneath your settings here, you can update your profile pictures, your personal information. Here, if you like to change your password, this is where you do this underneath settings and security. Underneath agreements. So underneath agreements, so remember settings, remember agreement. So right now, the platform, and we're going to go under work area, and we're going to go underneath like the data points, right? And so with the data points, you're going to realize is that the data points are a little high, right? And so with the data points, welcome in. So I'm gonna go over this again. So under settings, you will see underneath agreements, okay? Is that here is where you do funding module override agreements. So right now it's on a safe mode, right? Let me just say that. So you have the data points. It starts at 7:30. Okay, so let's just say you feel like my client has a 7:20 and I feel like the 7:30 may be a little too high. And if you want to change this at your own risk, you can do that. So you just go, and right here, it says, I don't know if y'all saw that because that was kind of quick. So okay. It says, warning, we are disabling the score machine minimum funding safeguard. Okay. This may be in increased client denials. It may and may not, right? All approval outcomes will be your responsibility. The score machine is not liable for funding results. Go ahead and do that. You put in your name and you hit override. Okay. The clients can access the funding page regardless of fundability, is what you're going to get. If not, you go ahead and put, disable, and then it'll be right back what the system refers. So we get this question asked, hey, I want to take the risk. This is where you take the risk at, underneath the settings and agreement. And then it should show you, regardless of what your score is, it should show you, some banks and stuff like that. Right. So this is where you do that. Integration. Integration is where you go down and okay, let me use a scroll okay. I know certain people are working with Ray when it comes to Go High Level. And so anything that you have, like if you have any questions with Go High Level, they have shared a number. And so we want to make sure that number is provided as well for Go High Level. I'll share it before we end, like if anybody wanted to call High Level, because they don't want the score machine. They don't want the score machine and the Go High Level to kind of be within the same, because it's two separate two separate. Okay. Alrighty. This has been added. I will add it also inside the paid in full. So anybody that's looking to work with Ray or have any questions with the Go High level, and I'll show you that also when we get ready to end about the Go High level offer. Okay. Ray will be back on Friday. And so on Friday, if anyone has any questions, if they wasn't able to call within the week, yes, we asked that question too. So if you already have Go High level, he will be able to work with your Go High level. But let me more at the end. Okay. Just want to since we have this here, we'll go over that. Yeah. Okay. So here is a high level credit repair provider. Credit repair provider. If you have your own, can you just hear me? If you can hear me, can you say yes? Put a yes in the chat for me. Okay, great. Thank you. If you have your own credit provider, credit repair providers, like thank you. Some may have their own Metro 2. You can update your Metro 2 here. You'll be able to upload and share and your own information here. Onboarding, we talked about the onboarding slug. Make sure you update here. You would update it, and hopefully once you update it here, it also will reflect over once you get to the affiliate. But if not, like if you notice you're in the affiliate portal, once you get over there, we want to make sure that it's over there as well, right? So we want to make sure that you have you're getting the proper recognition and commissions and all of that stuff. So this is your branding. So as you see, this branding color here is green. If you don't know, if you just say if you have a picture of your color and you don't know what the color is, I always do a screenshot, copy it in ChatGPT and say, what is the color for this? And I think it's Pentel color. So you'll be able to get your code here. Okay. And so, you'll go again and copy it in ChatGPT and drop it in ChatGPT. Even if you see a color that you like and you see the picture on as you Googling, yep, hex code. Thank you so much. So you'll be able to get your color, drop it in ChatGPT, ask what the hex color is, and it'll give you the number. Ask what the number is, sorry, and you can put it here. So say if you want to change it to pink, you can change your colors here to pink. And then here, logo, if you have, a logo URL, you can put that there as well. Alrighty. So here is where I'm trying to look at the invoice. So remember we were talking about the invoice where they're looking at bringing this back, but Batty needs to talk to his attorney. So anytime you see invoice, no, it's a placeholder for now. But you'll be able to choose and upload a gateway logo. This is where you kind of do that at. And appearance, if you want to keep it on light or dark. Some likes dark mode. I need to see. So I like the light mode. Also, here are some quick actions to add a client. Again, the invoice is right now. The invoice is just a placeholder. And the admin status is when it takes us over to the affiliate dashboard. We'll click on the affiliate dashboard because we didn't click on it before. We are still working on this because, again, on our Wednesdays, we're looking at changing that day to talk about these dashboard to go in deep detail. Like here, the percentages, you will see 0 now. So if you have and you've already used and sent the affiliate, your information should be updated. If you feel that it's not, please reach out to the help desk, and they will be able to make sure that any part of your software is working how it should work. Your affiliate, as you can see, for the 197 right now, it looks like it is 1970. So it looks like it's 10% on the subscription plan is what you will see. Okay, and then it just shows the total earnings and all of that type of stuff. So just play around with it. This is what I wanted to show you about your link. If your link, and this is under the referral link, if it's not up to date, make sure that I don't know if you can fix it. Yeah, you can't get it there. So it must be over on underneath settings. So let me see. Settings, notification, payment, security, partner link. This is something that they showed us today about the different partner links. So this looked to be new. Okay, this is the under referral. So here's where you can change your slug. So the affiliate link is two different portals. So we have the score and we have the affiliate link. Okay, so this is why if you click up here, most of the time you think you can go back over. To go back over to the score machine, we have to click below admin, and then it'll take us back over here. Okay, so if it's not updated over on affiliate link, go to settings and change your slug over there. All right, so now we're going to go to our work area. Okay, underneath our work area, again, this is where most of the work is going to be performed. We were talking earlier about trying to just make it easier, because as you grow clients and you want to find your clients, it's 31 clients. And so you can type A and all your clients that have an A here, or if you just want to type, their name, it'll pop up there. And that's another thing that's there. So they're looking at probably doing a sort here, but we can easily go to A through Z. That was something that we talked about today. So here, as always, we go to our fundable client. All right. So underneath, so typically what we do, we normally go to underneath like underwriting, but lately we've just been going across the toolbar here, because just say we know we got a fundable client. And so you really don't have to waste any time. You can just go to funding and apply. Okay. So you don't have to go through all the tabs. If you know you're ready, just go to funding, apply. But here, we're going to go to we're going to go here underneath the first tab, which is my credit. I always have problems, y'all, saying the unanalysis. So my credit unanalysis, don't laugh at me. That's my word. But under my credit analysis, credit profile, understanding your credit, how credit affects you. This is kind of breaking down basically how the credit affects you. And so what is your understanding your credit? What are credit bureaus? What is my credit report? And it talks about the things that's being looked at and monitored underneath your credit report. Why is my credit report important? And it just goes on to talk about how it analyzes. It talks about your credit score. You'll see if you see multiple. If you see the score that's multiple, if you see the inquiries or whatever that's multiple, just know, because they felt like it's important. Okay. So they want you to be able to just say, if you can't remember, you got 50 clients, right? And you go in trying to break something down, you may not remember what those 50 clients' credit scores are. So if you see something is repeated, it's to help you when you're going over and trying to break something down or to sell a client on something. Okay. So that's why you'll see things duplicated to help you with your efforts. So you'll see the negative items for this particular client is, we only have the 9 increase. Utilization is 9%. It's very important. We said we want to keep our utilization underneath 30, right? But 9% is really good. So what you'll learn later on is that with utilization, if your utilization is over 30%, that can cost you anywhere from 100 to 120 points. So when someone looks at your credit score and they look at your credit score and say, oh, you have a 700 or 6, people that's doing this, they know right away that something is affecting it because the score is low, right? So they know when we're going to go to the factors, the 5 factoring areas, when we talk about utilization, age, and all of that, they know something is affecting out of those 5 categories, something is affecting your score. And this is why it's not at like a 800 or 850. It's because something is wrong with 1, 2, 3 of those 5 factoring scores. Okay, so this right here is talking about the increase, which bureaus, data the increase in the industry. And then it goes to your good standing accounts. Underneath your progress report, again, it kind of breaks down. It shows again what your credit score is. Here is what I was talking about with the FICO score. Like if something is affecting, and I'm going to put a post inside the Paid in Full to say if something is wrong with them, how it can affect, how each one can affect your score, for you can know why the score is low. So I'll do a post on that to show how it can affect. Y'all are reading our literature that we have in the Paid in Full group. Okay, y'all. We're trying to get some engagement in the Paid in Full group. And we'll go to that in a little bit. So pretty much, this is the reason why, the scores are affected, because something is wrong, like the credit mix. The credit mix is the revolving, and it's also the installments. So when you hear in these groups where they're talking about the credit cards and the loan and stuff like that, if you don't have a good credit mix, this could be low, right? Or your score can be low. New credit, right? So if you have old credit like me, old credit, and you get all these new accounts, that can kind of affect your payment history. That's why we talk about, if stuff is not yours, get that stuff off. If it's past, like it say, hey, 7 years, you looked and say like, okay, this has been past 7 years. Let's get that off. Why is it still reporting? Length of your credit. When you talk about the 2 years or, more, whatever, and the amount that is owed, the 30% utilization. So this is why all of this is important. Again, we're talking about the increase here. Credit history, it talks about when, we always ask, is your credit, what's the history? Is it 2 years, 3 years? The software is telling you, sometimes we may not know how, what their credit history is, or they may not know. You put your credit report in here, the system is telling you, we no longer have to guess what's the credit history for them if they don't know, and if we don't know. This is the recent inquiries account, 71 good standing. When we talk about having the 10 to 12 accounts, this is telling you how many accounts they have, right? So we know that they have the 10, 11, 12 accounts that we need them to have. When we talk about the credit mix, when we're talking about the loans, when we're talking about the store cards, when we're talking about, we need to have at least everybody, okay, 10 to, we'll say 10, 11 accounts. So they're saying they got 71 accounts. Okay, so for the underwriting, so with the underwriting here, it talks about, do you qualify? And this is just repeating the same stuff. Do you qualify? So under do you qualify, the system is just like a red light or a traffic light. good, green means good to go, yellow means proceed with caution, red is not eligible. So remember, when we went to settings, and then we went to agreement, right? So right now, this is what's like stopping. This can stop somebody if they do not qualify according to these data points, these criteria. Okay. So remember, I was saying the 730 because I knew it was 730, right? So if we think we have a 720 and we're good to go, but this right here is showing proceed with caution, and we want to, we want it to show for TransUnion, Experian, and Equifax, and it's not. Then that's when you go to the settings and you take your risk and go to agreement and change it. So right now it's saying your score is 730 plus, and so this particular client is good to go with all three credit bureaus because they have at least a 730, and they're good to go to apply for personal and business both. Utilization is under 30%. It showed with the breakdown, their utilization is actually 9% on open revolving accounts. And so revolving accounts is those, credit cards and stuff like that. And it could be also HELOCs. So because some HELOCs are reported as revolving, okay? They're good to go when it comes to minimum 5 open primary credit cards with 2 years of good payment. So they have 5. They have 5 open credit cards with 2 years of good payment. They're good to go with 3 primary credit cards with at least 3 years of age with 5+ K. Okay, you may be in some of the groups where they say, no, you need 2,500, you need 3,000. So yet again, this is saying 5,000, right? Because here it's kind of higher because we want to make sure that the possibilities when you go to get funded, that's when you're applying, that you're in a good standing. So we're not, we're saying if it's the max, then okay, you should have a good possibility, right? No more than 4 unsecured accounts open in the last past 12 months here. So I want to bring attention to TransUnion, Experian, and Equifax. Equifax is good. Experian is good. TransUnion has 5. Right here is saying that you need to be under 4. So this is why it says proceed with caution. Collections is good. No collections, no charge off, no late payments, no bankruptcy. So it's green here. So if it was not a good fundable client, this right here would be red, because up here you would have not eligible in certain ones. Okay. And then here it talks about, the debt utilizations, and then also pay down. This is something where you can use with your clients to be able to help them when they're talking about their debts. And so it's on, you'll see it underneath, I think the credit war, I'll show you there, but it's there as well. So the pay down is to kind of help them with a plan. And so if you click on it, so right now it starts from the lowest at the bottom, goes all the way to the highest. And so this is telling you within 0 all the way to 30%. And it's showing here if you want to just say pay it down. So these are like 0%, and then it goes all the way up to 54, 49, and so on percentage. So if you want to say for this particular one, it's 54%, and you want to get it where it's 30%, it'll tell you basically how much to pay daily, how much to pay weekly, $159.58 per month until the until $1,915 is complete. And then once you get this right here paid, then it should be at 30%. Okay, so this is kind of what help your clients with some plans to get them at 30%. So as you see, 33 all the way to 54, those were the ones that needs to get down to 30%. If that's your goal, what you're trying to do, and how much to pay weekly and stuff. Okay, so under credit roadmap, this is new. This has been here about a week and a half. And this is for those who is trying to attack inquiries. So as you know, if you're using the Metro 2, we're saying we don't want to waste GAs. So some members don't feel comfortable calling. They don't feel comfortable calling the fraud department. And so with that being said, this is a way that you can write a letter. So with writing a letter, what you would do, and this is a GPT that Batty and the team created. So you would copy, and this is for inquiries only. So you would copy all your inquiries. I copy up here the number, bureau, and all of that because you want them to know when you're getting it here. So you click on the GPT. Okay, so inside the GPT, the first thing you'll do is that you will paste all of the 9 inquiries. When you paste the 9 inquiry, the system will come back and it would ask you what tone, like what tone. I like aggressive. You may see Coach V do balance. So we're going to be talking aggressive. So I would do number 1, and I would do, and just copy. I'm copying aggressive. And then for number 2, when you're sending a letter, you can dispute up to 5 inquiries. We already know that TransUnion has 5, right? 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. So I'm going to say 5 per letter. So we already know that Experian only has 2. So it's not going to put 5. It's only going to put the 2. We already know that Equifax has 2. So it's not going to put 5, right? So I'm going to say 5 because I know that TransUnion has 5. Okay. So I'm put 2, I'm put 5 here, 5. And then it says per letter. So you can say here, you can say per bureau, because when you're saying per bureau, it's already know that we have the 3 bureaus. Okay. If you want to put the FCRA, if you want to put the FCRA, I'll say code, you can put that too, because it's getting ready to do your dispute letter for you. Okay. So I like my code to be on there. All right, so all 5, and I just want to say, and you don't have to add your code. I just add my code. If you don't add your code, it's still fine, because that's what I'm going to talk about. So this letter right here, when it goes to the credit, so when you have your code, right, it's fine, like, right. Let's just talk about these right here. The main thing we want to talk about is that when these letters goes to the bureau, that it is eOSTR compliant. So what makes this eOSTR compliance is when it lands right here, like it has the creditor and it has the date. Okay, that's really what you need. So when it's broken down, it has the creditor and it has the date. Okay, so it's good if you put this, but this is what they really want to see right here. This is what the eOSTR is trained to look for. So most of the time, if someone sends something, you got to make sure that you're saying, you know what you're talking about, right? Because you can't just say have this, because sometimes you may have more than these. Like you may have duplicate accounts, and you know, and they don't have the dates. So that's the main thing, right? So so this is the one here for TransUnion. This is the one here for Experian, the 2. So this is a 5. The 2. And here is where you have also the Experian, the 2. And it's asking for the proof, right? So with this right here, and I'll show you inside the paid in full, because we have, that's why I keep stressing it's paid in full community, because we have a post on this as well. You go to inquiry, and then under inquiry, you look for credit warrant map, okay? It has, this is the GPT. This right here is this is a dispute letter that's already in there if you want to use that. Just an example. This right here is a script. If you want to call and talk to the fraud department, it's something that you can use. Right here is, this is the Bureau inquiry. Let's see what the other one was, because I was copying. I think I clicked on the same one. Sorry about that. So one is a script. One is here an affidavit, because sometimes, you know, the credit bureau like to play in our face, and they, you know, want to make it seem like it's not us. So if you want to add an affidavit, this is an affidavit that you can use and that you can include also with your letter, that you can include also if you're doing Metro 2 affidavit. So this is some helpful things to kind of to help you if you don't remember, like, or even if you just don't want to go to the score machine and you want to just come to paid in full community, it's all here for you. Okay. This is what you need to provide. New skill now, I don't see it. Why don't you see it? You don't see it in the paid in full? You're in the paid in full? So go to classrooms. So so everything is on the classroom. Everything is on the classroom. Everything is on the classroom. It's under free resources. But just in the community itself, if you type inquiries, did you type inquiries? Oh, you got it? Okay, cool. All right. So hold on 1 second. We got. I'm not at home, y'all. Sorry. Okay, so so the point is here is that with printing, so you can print it yourself, or you can get Baddie's team to print it. So you can call them, you can email them, you can fill out the job form for the inquiry letters. And you can fill this out and you can submit it. If I emailed, or even if I submitted something with a job form, I still would call them to let them know, to see if they received my email. Okay. Then I will also call them to say that you submitted a job form, just to make sure that they received the email from the job form. Okay. So, and then again, your information that you need. Okay, everybody good on the inquiry, the ChatGPT inquiry? Okay, cool. Alrighty, so so this is for the inquiries, and then again, this is if you wanted to go to Metro 2 while you're here. So let's just say the client is not fundable, and so they added the M2 Forge here, because you know this is just a one-stop shop now, right? So you can go and log in here for the M2 Forge. For the utilization, again, it's repeated here. The same thing, and this is very good. This is very good when talking with your clients to be able to offer them. Hi, Devon, how are you? What questions do you have, sir?
Um, I wanted to know about the commissions. So, does this software have baked in commissions for funding at all? For like us as, funders slash credit repair specialists, is there commissions involved in this software?
So the funding, so no, because we don't get funded, right? So Batty don't get anything from the banks or whatever. So this is something like he offer. It's kind of like a 2-for-1 when the credit repair software as well as the funding, like it's gonna kind of be a 2-for-1. And so this is a service, he providing. So we don't get any kickbacks at all from these banks or anything. So the only commissions that you would get, it would be from your client.
Gotcha. I was just wondering because, when you fund someone, you collect that 10% fee on of the amount funded. And I was wondering if that was baked into the software somehow. That was, but
Oh,
thank
so
you.
yes. Once we get down to the funding piece, and that's going to be at the end, you'll see the calculator. So this is the calculator. So when you get your clients funded, it's going to show up here. And
Okay.
then percentage and stuff like that, right? So yes. And so what happens when you're funding your clients, you need to have, for one, a contract. The contract is going to say, when you fund them, it's going to say what the percentage is going to be. Like if you have anything to do with just say credit cards, I mean, not credit cards, if you have to repair their credit, you can say, well, okay, the nationwide percentage is 10%. Because I had to do your repair your credit or whatever, then I'm gonna charge 10 to 15%. You can do that, right?
Gotcha.
Um, you can also say, hey, this is a lie. And especially if you don't feel comfortable and don't really know the person. So we're gonna go 4 different rounds, right? Because you got to know how much you can get from these banks. Um, how much can I get for these banks? So if we going 3 credit bureaus or whatever, right? We're gonna be using 3 credit bureaus. The first round is gonna be three. The second one's gonna be three more. The third round is three more. The fourth round is three more. However you do, right? And how long you space it out. So you may say, well, I may want some of this up front. I may want to charge you 200, 250, 500 up front, especially if you know the business can't afford it, and especially if they're looking for a high number. So if you want to ask for a retainer, you can do that too. So it's just really what you set up with your funding agreement.
Got you. But the cards that are already built into here, those are predetermined amounts based off of what they see, like guesstimates based off of the profile. And
Right.
essentially, if I don't have my own funding sequence in place, I can use the ones that are sort of there already as guidelines. Is that how I'm understanding how this is?
Right, that's correct. The
Got you.
ones based off of the data points and stuff like that. But like I don't know if you was here in the beginning. We've added since we started, like we're at 8,681 different products, and this is the total banks and credit union. So this week, the last 2 weeks, they've added some of the major banks, because before, the banks were the ones that people don't really highly use, because they were out there and people just didn't know about them. So so now you'll see like an American Express and other different major banks, that when you go to ibank.net.com, that you'll see stuff like that. And so we don't really talk about that. And I know that a lot of people want to talk about that. It's because Batty partners with, AMOB and Dre. And Dre community kind of goes over that stuff. And so when they first started, it was kind of like, you're into Dre's program, and also, this is like an add-on. And so that's why we don't too much go into funding. And it's not like Coach Vera and I don't know that stuff. It's just that we go over the platform.
Got you. Makes perfect sense. I just was wondering because, you got to also sometimes think about what to put on the application and all of that. So, but this is like one
Right,
stop shopping. But I got you. Thank you so much for
right,
answering my
right,
question.
right, right. So, and I'll talk about who's that.
Oh, this is Devon still.
No, no, no. It was somebody else that was,
Oh, my
because it
bad.
was a question. It was a question that was in the chat that was kind of about it. And so the only thing we really gives is that under insider tips, that's kind of you'll see like, and very vague when it talks about, the funding like strategies and stuff like that. I'm getting ready to put, some of, little tips about, things not to put on your application, but it's a few little things that we put out there. But so this is something that kind of helps when it comes to funding strategy. But we would never talk about what your income is. The only advice we would give is projected. Make sure that that you're using projected income for your business, or make sure you add all of the income for your household, like that type of stuff. But far as like numbers, stuff like that, we wouldn't say that like here.
Got you. Got you. Got you. Makes
Right.
perfect sense. Thank you so much.
No problem. Right, where were we? Okay, so we're good with the credit warm map, the credit auto credit analysis. So underneath the auto credit analysis is where you will see, again, you'll see the credit score. And this is where you would see the run log engine. And so the run log engine is kind of designed like if there's anything that's, you know, falsely detected, mismatched, or anything like that. And so it's where you would see detected employee present inconsistent across 3 bureaus, right? So when you're looking, you know, back in the day before they had all these AIs, you would look at the credit report and you would try to detect what is wrong with it, what is inconsistent. The system here now does that for you. So when you're looking at the name, when you're looking at the address, when you're looking at when you go down and stuff, when they talk about accounts, like this is where what Metro 2 is helping you with. This is when you're sending the letters using the consumer law, it's really helping you to get anything pretty much that you're trying to dispute off, because it's supposed to be consistent across all 3 credit bureaus. And this is the main reason why we're disputing. And these are the codes. Inside paid in full. I think it's law engine. And that should be underneath here. So someone asks, was there a prompt? And so this is a prompt that we have. And like an example of the law engine, like personal information, also employee detailed from all bureaus. I would screenshot, because I do this is what this is. I would use what is it called? The snipping tool. If you got a laptop and you can cut this, you can use the snipping tool. This is my little snipping tool. And if you don't mind putting whatever in ChatGPT, you can put it in there. If you want to put the whole thing, you can. If you just want to put this in there, and you can put that code that's in the war engine. Copy that, put that as well as this code into ChatGPT and see if it can help you break down those codes, because those codes really goes to to the accounts. So, and that's really the easiest way to do it because, it's not telling you here what the codes are. And that's the same thing as when you're running for the details here. So it's saying employment, not match. So if you want to write your own letter, like you can, again, do your snipping tool. And I would probably do this whole thing. And then with that prompt and see if it can help me write a letter based on it not matching. And the inquiries we have the credit war map for the inquiries, so you don't have to worry about that. And then the other one is public records. There's no public records. Here it says detailed by bureaus, and this is just listing like all your details. It's kind of breaking it down like a credit repair here. Okay. And then account summary, inquiry again, recent inquiry, recent alerts and stuff like that, what your credit monitoring is showing. Debt consolidation. So with the debt consolidation, so we initially was, I think, understood, we thought we could just do 4 down here from our meeting today. We actually can put, they don't have a cap. So that's a plus. So if you see this right here, because this came up during our discussion. So the system is designed for the first, and this is again the snowball payoff schedule. So the first 3 that's up here is when you will see payment plans, and you don't see it for others because the system is only designed to give you a 6 months payment plan for the first 3. So this, just another helpful feature to try to help you. However, but if you want to use the snowball and you want to pay off some accounts, this is where and these are the ones that we already have. So right now on this list, we have AMX, Navy Federal, Amazon, Best Buy, and Credit E Bank. And this is how much we owe on those. And this is the balance. We chose them from the list. So you would do AMX. Under AMX, you would say, okay, AMX is 22,500. I want to get AMX down to 30%. I want to pay AMX off with 30% is 22,000. I would say 12 months. I want it to be on the first of the month. I will set up a payment. And when we go down here to AMX, to get down for the, I don't see the 20. Let me refresh. Sorry about that. I just want to make sure it's showing because the 22,000 should be down below. I set it up. That's what I'm saying. Where's my 22,000 AMX? 12 months. I did something wrong because I think, hold on 1 second. Sorry about that, y'all. Okay. My bad, y'all. So I have to move over. Let me cancel to show you again. To set up a payment plan for AMX, I have to click the wheel here. I already have it at 30, 12. I want to have it on the first. I have to enable the payment reminder. And then I save. And then once I save, then it should be down here on the bottom. And it has to be a cap off because I don't know why AMX is not showing here at the bottom. This is a no for me. So we were thinking that it was 4 items. So 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7. 7. 7. Put a note for the team. Okay, so it looks like it didn't go, but that is really how you set it up. So for the AMX here, if for the ones that I've already saved, if I click the wheel, this is AMX as well. If this is for the Navy Federal, I click here and then it pulls up the Navy Federal up here is what we already have. If we want to adjust it, we adjust it. You know, of course, we always want to keep it at 30 unless y'all big money and y'all want to get it down to 9 or 10. And then 6 months or 12 months, whatever day you want it on, and you save it. This right here is the active reminders for the ones we do have saved below. It's right here. But I'll ask again about the number because I don't know why the AMX didn't show down there. All right, so now we go down to the funding audit. For personal business, it has the projection. So personal funding projection is saying based on his data for his personal is mid-tier 51K to 100K. This is the credit score. This is the credit age and utilization. Cards possible is 11 based on his credit report data. And talks about this is kind of the same, just a summary right here. For his business profile, he has it has the credit score. Again, it repeats the same thing. Possible cards is 9. And then it talks about EIN required, score 790 plus. The business profile verified. I'm gonna say this right here. Anytime I'm doing business with anybody, like just say if they have their own credit monitoring, I want to make sure I'm looking at their account to make sure they have an active account. If I'm doing something with someone business, I want to go to their Secretary of State and make sure that their business is active. Because if this person is now my client, I want to have a checklist to talk about all, to kind of check everything. Because, if we're trying to do business, they have this LLC and EIN number, and the business is not active, and it's not been active for let's just 4 or 5 years, because sometimes we can reinstate business. Like we got to know where the business is. We have to have to know if the business is active. We need to have the operation agreement. We need to have the business articles organization. We need to have, if they trying to, some banks may ask for, I would say an operation agreement and stuff like that. So I would say those things. And then sometimes, hopefully we're not trying to get in something with taxes, but if you need the last 2 taxes, that type of stuff. So have a checklist to with all the information that you need to when you're going to the bank, because you never know. And even if it's statements, anywhere from 2 months, 3 months, 6 months statements, you have to know this information when you're dealing with banks. Okay, so we go down because we're talking about the audit ready for funding analytics. It talks about, again, this is the two pools that we have for this particular clients. 2 pools, Equifax, Experian, 0 pools for the Experian, and it kind of goes down some more and talks narratives that you kind of read. So our last and final tab is where we're talking about the funding. And this is where, if you know your client is funding ready, you can come right here. You don't have to go through all the other items. And this again is talking about the percentage. We were working with this earlier, and I don't know if it's because by this time a lot of people are on there, but we were kind of working trying to get this faster, and my internet may not be the fastest, but here's where you determine the state of your of your client. Mine probably would be Georgia, as I'm a Georgia native, and my system is slow, y'all. So pick your state for your client. Percentage, again, if you're looking at 10%, if you're looking at and if you're looking at 12%, if you're looking at 15%, this is something only you know. Let's just say you have your name, you have a good name, and you feel like because of my name and my reputation that that is 12, 15%, So and you can kind of play around with it as well to see if that works for you and your clientele. Okay, so underneath the personal and business DIY funding, these are the funding types. And so funding types, and you see all, when you have all selected, it's all means that the funding types is the credit report, the loans, line of credit, SBA loans, subprime lenders, home equity loans, and lines, and auto loans. You can click the one here and you'll see it change on the bottom to just credit cards, because I may not want to deal with lines and line of credit. I just want to know just about credit cards. Then I'm only just going to create credit cards. You can't click like two, you have to click all. But if the bank, when you go to the different banks and you go down to where it says the funding type, if they don't have, just say credit cards, a loan, a line of credits, or SBA loan, it'll be blank. So, because not all banks and credit unions offer all of this. So once again, where we see Experian, it has two. The Equifax, it has two. Remember, these are the inquiries. So remember when we did the letter, they had two inquiries here, two inquiries there, and 0 is showing here because it's over the 4 inquiries. So that's why 0 is showing there. So with the bureaus, again, it's similar. You can pick one because it didn't show you can do multiple, so it's all or one, right? Some people feel like Experian is always the best and their strongest bureau. So, just say if I just want to pull banks with credit cards, based off of Experian, I can do that too. So these banks here should be based off Experian, and Experian only is what you should see here. But we're going to change it back to all. And then we're going to do all here as well. And my system is low. All right, so here with the funding strategy, why my system is so slow. I do apologize. If you feel like your system is running slow, refresh. When you see the refresh here, it's because, again, the system is based on AI. It's pulling your credit data. So that's why when you'll see that. Okay, so I wanted to make sure all of them was back here. So just if you playing around with it and see that it's not doing that, just refresh it. It'll bring it back. Okay. So with the banks, so they have it where you can remove now. You can also with the plus you can add. So we can just say with our funding sequence, we can kind of choose our funding sequence if we know we want to do American Express, we know we want to do Chase, we know we want to do Citizen, we know we want to do US Bank, we know we want to do whatever, that we qualify if they're there, right? So we'll line them all up. Once we line it all up, we will say we want to do credit, if we want to do the credit cards, we want to do the loans, the line of credit, whatever we want to do with those banks, right? So we'll choose here, we got credit card. Here for Chase, we're going to make that a credit card. The OneMain, we're going to make that okay, so the Chase, I want to do the Chase. I'll just say unlimited. Okay, so I want to do all credit cards. The only thing here, again, when you're playing around with the funding type, if you do like SBA, like American Express, don't have SBA. So that's what I was talking about. It's blank. And so if you don't know, again, ChatGPT, Google, best friends, or you can call the bank to see, what they offer. But let's just say, if you didn't know, you can get all of these things. Again, I love my, oh gosh, it didn't even pull. I love my tool, which it didn't show here. I'm trying to think. To do a snapshot of, I don't know if I can print because it looked like when I moved it, it moved. So that wouldn't be option. So you would have to either take a picture with your camera and add it to ChatGPT or write it down and add all of this stuff in ChatGPT and ask ChatGPT what products and stuff. I'm just trying to give some solution to some of the questions, right? But we're gonna do credit cards here. Up here is where I was talking about with the TransUnion, is where you would go to settings again and to agreements. If you wanted, if you noticed TransUnions was not showing, some banks, because it said proceed with caution. So you'll see some banks that has like the TransUnion. When asking Batty why it shows this, because TransUnion is 0, he says that some banks has multiple, it may have multiple credit bureaus. So that's why you still would see it, and because of proceed with caution as well is why you may see this. But it won't show, if you're in the red, it won't show anything with TransUnions. Okay, so the other day we showed American Express. So we're gonna show Bank of America today. Okay, they might be working on their site if you see that. All right, so this is the Chase Unlimited. It says sign in to apply fast, apply as a guest. All right, and so you would just complete the information that is asking for. As I was saying the other day, the goal is to know what these banks are asking for. So what I would do, and I'm not teaching. I would go to trying to see because it's banknet.com and it's bank. eh, All right, so it's bank locators here. Whatever state that you're in, you need to master your own state. So with I'm in Georgia, right? So me being in Georgia, and which area I'm in Georgia, you can look at that as well. But you really want to know if you're in certain areas, Georgia, Florida, Alabama, whatever, you want to know what are the highest banks, y'all. Okay. You want to know what banks, we'll just say Atlanta. And my system is running so slow. You want to know what are the top, let's just do this real quick. The top 20 banks in Georgia. This is saying the top 20 banks in Georgia. I'm gonna have a spreadsheet of all these top 20 banks in Georgia. And I'm gonna have on my spreadsheet the information that they're asking. So when one of my client gets approved, this is how I'm building what you're asking, like the strategies, um, how much they're putting in. This is how I'm going to have my own list to know what is hitting in Georgia because I'm in Georgia. I want to know, right? And this is kind of like how you get that started, especially if you don't have a funding coach, if you're not in somebody's community, is that you're building your own data. A lot of the guys that's giving the information, if they was not in the funding group, this is what they did. They went to, the bank locator, they went to the ibank.net and they found out which bank was lending the money. And then they built a spreadsheet and they built the important information that the banks was asking. And they were able to become their own, they had their own strategies and become their own boss and know the game and build relationships with these banks for when their clients went to these banks. They knew exactly what they needed. All right. So do anybody else have any questions with anything we've gone over? Is your hand still up, Devon, from before, or you have a new question? Okay, I'm gonna do like Coach B. I'm gonna start calling questions. Tracy, you got any questions?
No, ma'am. Thank you.
No problem. Mr. Howard, you have any questions?
Did you say Howard?
Oh, Miss Howard, yes. I'm sorry. I'm looking
Okay,
at
I'm sorry. No, I don't. And I have to run, but thank you so much. This was so helpful.
no problem. Thank you so much for being here.
Hmm.
Okay. Mr. Brown, I'm sorry. I was looking at your picture and Miss Howard's name. Do you have any questions, Mr. Brown?
No, there's no question. Thank you.
No problem. What about you, Gigi? You got any questions? Okay. No question, Gigi. What about you, Mr. Foster? You have any questions? Okay, I don't know if Mr. Foster is still with us. All right, well, as you can see, the process is very simple when using the software to submit your funding request. We thank you so, so much for being here. Again, we ask that you lock in at, at least the 197 monthly rate. We're going to end tonight's call. We will be back tomorrow. Can you believe tomorrow? What's tomorrow? Tomorrow's Friday. Tomorrow at 3 p.m. and you will see, thank you. You will see Coach V tomorrow and the team. And so, Ray and the team, they always decided to tell us all the new items. Oh, and again, with the paid in full, I was supposed to put in the number for the Go High level. So this is something that's being offered, and I know everybody's probably off the phone by now, off the call by now, sorry. I want to add the Go High level telephone number here for calls. If anybody have any questions. Okay, so if you have any questions. All right, so if y'all have any questions about the Go High level, this is the telephone number that was provided. Please call this number here, and they would happily answer any questions that you have regarding to Go High level. And then you can also click on the web link, and when you click on the web link, you can see what the information that's provided that's there as well. But thank you again. We appreciate you all, and we hope to see everybody tomorrow at 3 p.m. Thank you so much. And before we go, Mr. Foster, you good to go? No more questions?
I'm good. Thank you so much. I'm gonna hold my hand. Thank you so much for this presentation.
No problem. We hope to see you tomorrow at 3 p.m. Where are you located? Are you located in Atlanta?
I'm in Jersey. I'm in Jersey.
Okay, are you gonna go to any of the tours? Because I know what's the closest? The one that's in Philly? Is it Philly? Let's see.
Yeah, I need some information on that. So I'll send you a message or something like that, and I'll see if I can get some information on that. I would like to go on, be a part of the community however I can.
No problem, no problem, no problem. Definitely could reach me inside the school. Definitely check my messages and everything that's there. But
I just saw the
we
link
are
that you just posted as well, so I saw that just now.
yeah, no problem. So we are this Saturday, Atlanta is this Saturday on the 21st, and then there's Detroit on the 28th, and then it's Philadelphia on April the 11th. So three more
Gotcha.
stops to go for the tour. So
Got you. Yeah, I might definitely pull up to that Philly one then, because that's right across the bridge. So
right. Okay. We'll definitely hope to see you at one of the tours. These are the dates, and you can sign up. It's a free pass for those dates.
perfect. Thank you so much.
No problem. Thank you again. Bye-bye.
Bye-bye.
Good night, everybody.